Welcome back to another episode of Adrian Survives. Today, we're going to be covering the Coleman Clx Lantern. You might not know this lantern because it hasn't been made in a very long time. The newest model number for this was a 290. This one is a CLX made in about 1984. So this thing is 2 years older than me. I got lucky and found this in a really good condition from somebody who had it stored away for many years, and I appreciate it. I'm going to take care of it. This is a fuel lantern. You're going to use different kinds of camping fuel. They didn't have the Coleman kind, so I bought the Crown, so I don't hear any complaining. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a few features on this lantern, talk about it a little bit more, tell you what I think. I really wanted to show this because you don't see too many of these on YouTube. And when I have seen them, they're not in really good condition. And I really do think this one's in great condition. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how this works and talk about it a little more. See you in a minute. We're going to show you a little bit more about the lantern. I'm going to show you how to fill it. I'm going to show you how to pump it, how to get ready to go, and how to light it. I'm not going to cover priming the mantles. If you want to see how you're supposed to prime a mantle after you install it, look at my other lantern video on my propane lantern. You simply put it on. These are Coleman number 21s. You're going to tie them, cut off the extra string, and you're going to burn them. Light them with the match. Let them burn as much as they can before you try to light them. Again, I've already done that, so go look at my past video if you want to see some more of that. Okay, so in order to fill this lantern, you only have two real things here on the tank. You have the pump, and then you have the little cap to fill it up. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to show you. Now, these were made, again, about 30 years ago, a little more than that. And they were made, really high quality, is why I always wanted one. A lot of the stuff that I buy is like prepping gear, things of that nature that I think one day would be useful, if not for me, for my kids. And I really wanted one of these lanterns, but I wanted one of the older ones. Luckily, I found this one online. A local seller, got a really good deal on it. If you want to know how much I got it for, ask me. Message, I'm not going to put it on there. And the reason I wanted this is because as a prepping item, besides the fact that it burns camping fuel, you can burn unleaded gasoline in this, which is really cool. They don't suggest you burn straight gasoline all the time, because apparently, some of the seals and things will wear out faster, but you can, and then you can just rebuild it later on. So you're going to want to get a funnel. I'll show you guys how to fill this up. And they do have a Coleman funnel. I don't have one. That one supposedly has a little filter on it. It helps keep it clean. This was just a little basic one that I bought. I'm going to turn it. Has a little chain on there to keep it together, keep it nice. So I'm going to fill this up sideways. Hopefully you guys can see there. I'm only going to add a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how to fill this. Let that go in there. Put a little bit more. Now, I'm not completely filling this up, only because I had already put a little bit in here beforehand, so I don't want to overfill it, and I don't want to keep a lot of fuel in here. Whenever you're not going to fully burn this empty, you want to empty out the tank. You don't want it to sit there for more than 2 weeks on these. So let's take off the funnel to the side. We're going to close it up. Remember not to cross thread. Go backwards a little bit. Oh, I'm terrible right now. There it is. Now, once you have this nice and tight, you're going to want to locate the pump on the other end. This pump here, it stays locked. When you turn it to the right, you'll feel it kind of tighten up. You have to turn it to the left. You'll feel it unsnug there. Give it a full turn, and then you want to do 30 pumps. Make sure that this here is set to off before you start pumping, because then obviously it's going to start leaking gas. Before I do that, I like to go ahead, turn this knob 3 or 4 times. These have a little needle inside that will clean the generator. So you always want to do this a few times just to clean it a little bit. Now we're going to get to pumping. So you're going to put your finger, there's a little hole here. You're going to want to cover that hole with your finger and start pumping. You're going to want to give it at least 30 pumps. "28, 29, 30. Now retighten that down and just push it back in. So now the tank is pressurized. In order to light these, you stick a match. You have a hole in either end here. You don't want to stick a match in there, maybe a lighter. Some people have put little sparking devices in here, but the hole in mine is too small, and I don't have additional holes, so I'm not going to do that on this one. Try to figure out how to do it. You're going to want to turn the lantern to high, and then you're going to have a match ready to go. So I'm going to have some matches here just in case, because sometimes I don't get these right away. And I'm going to turn this to high. See if I can turn these on here. Turn it all the way to high. Put your match in here. Okay, so there it goes. When you first turn these on, you might want to dial it back slightly because there might be fumes in there, and these are a little finicky. So dial it down, let it burn slightly, then go ahead and turn it right back up. Well, there it goes with some of that burning. So we'll turn it back, start turning it up slowly. Make sure we don't start a flame here. Now I've been told that these here will flicker for the first few seconds that you have them on, about 30 seconds or so. I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise. It's making that awesome lantern sound that you get from your Coleman lanterns. You know, you get your fuel powered ones. An awesome feature on these older ones, besides the build quality, I mean really great build quality, you're going to notice the frosted globe at the top. That frosting is to protect your eyes from staring at the burning mantle. You know, that way you're not, getting that little bright light circle in your eyes. The lantern itself should stay with a full tank. It's going to give you the same runtime as a propane lantern, depending on what setting you have it at. And I don't know if you guys can see this in here. This lantern originally did not have a heat shield. So I bought an older heat shield, and I went ahead and made my own. So it is sitting on there. I've been told that some of these earlier ones had a plastic block in the inside. And if that thing melted, well, you were out of luck. So, you know, there's my Coleman Clx. You know, wanted to show you guys my lantern, show you it running. Let me turn the lights off real quick. I mean, obviously, it's a very bright lantern. You can hear the smoke going off. I'm going to lower it, show you guys how this is adjustable here. You can turn it all the way down to a nice glow. And then you can also turn it all the way back up. You know, nice and bright. You know, they suggest you guys keep like at least a third of the tank full on these. Again, quick warning, you don't want to have these running in your house for long periods of time because, you know, they do release carbon dioxide. But for short, little video purposes, you're going to have a problem. I would suggest you guys find the Coleman fuel for this. Unfortunately, when I went to buy some, there was no Coleman fuel, and all I could find was the Crown camping fuel. It works just fine. I don't really notice a difference at all. It's a quick show of my Coleman Clx Lantern. If you can find one, they're awesome. They're really fun to use. You feel more involved with it. I suggest you guys look into this. There's communities online of old collectors and things like that. I mean, as far as this item goes, I think it's great. So if you can find one, definitely go get one. Not much more to say about the Coleman Clx. Any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for watching another video of Adrian Survives.